Okay, it looks like we are live here. Hello and welcome to the MMA Live Chat Show. I'm Rich Davie and it's Thursday, November 6th, 2014. On today's show, we'll be discussing the TUF 20 Episode 7 show that featured the fight between Namajunas and Alex Chambers, and we might chat about some other MMA news as well. On today's show, we have yours truly and Eddie Law. Thanks for taking part in the show, Eddie. I appreciate you taking time to be here and joining me to discuss the TUF 20 Episode 7 show on the matchup between Namajunas and Alex Chambers. Go ahead and say hello to anybody that might be listening, my friend.
What's up, world? I told you. You guys didn't believe me. Rose is the truth, son. Yeah.
Yeah, she looked fucking great, didn't she, man?
Oh, she amazing. And she was like sharp, super emotional, yeah, but sharp as hell. And she came out with just solid striking, and when it was on the feet, it was on the feet. She basically, she wrote the whole fight. I mean, she did everything she wanted to do happen. She won it on the feet. She came out with that sick sidekick that she was, the ninja sidekick she was talking about.
Yeah, that Miranda says, I can't even do that damn kick.
Yeah, he's like, I don't even know how to do that. And I'm like, and then she did she almost did the crane kick, except without the hands up and all that shit. But, she just came out super dynamic. You know what I said right during that fight, and I was sitting here watching it with my nephew and a couple of friends, and the first thing I said after she tried that, I was like, man, she looks like Anthony Pettis out there.
Yeah, she looked fantastic. I mean, in my opinion, she did nothing wrong in that. I mean, she, other than maybe take a couple of shots that she shouldn't have taken, but, she had the most well-rounded game. She looked to be the most aggressive, the most well-rounded, and the best fighter so far out of all the women that we've seen fight so far. I mean, she was just impressive as hell, and if she keeps on fighting like that, then I see her probably taking the whole damn thing there, because nobody was as aggressive as her and as well-rounded as her, and put everything, all of the tools that she had, she put together and made them all work in every friggin' way,
Yeah, no, she was unstoppable, and she was like, just like you said, she was very dominant. And this is the first fight, the first win, where we see someone fight like a professional. Just like Melendez said, it was the most professional fight he's seen so far. And I completely agree. I mean, when she got that one trip takedowns, because she wanted that thing. And then Pettis pointed out that when she got hit real, she got caught with that right hand, that the old Rose would usually, get angry and dive right in and start throwing bombs. Instead, she backed up, kept her composure, got her footwork back down, and then attacked again, and she was unstoppable. Unfortunately, Chambers was not able to do anything against her, like literally nothing.
Yeah, I don't know what the problem was with her, because even during the show there, she just said she couldn't get anything clicking and anything working, and I don't know if that was like a mental thing with her, or was it something else there where she just wasn't expecting Rose to be as dominant as she was, because she even admitted that she was dominated, and maybe that was more than she was expecting from such a young girl.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's what I saw in her eyes, even when she was walking to the cage, is what I see in every opponent that Ronda Rousey has. It's that kind of and I hate to use the Mike Tyson in this, but that Mike Tyson-esque fear that he put into opponents. It was kind of like that, because Chambers was walking out to the cage and she was kind of like, oh shit, I'm so screwed kind of look, in my opinion. That's kind of the vibe she gave out. Knowing fully well that Rose is nowhere. She definitely outfought her ranking. First of all, number 7 is bullshit, right? She shouldn't be number 1 or 2 in my opinion. But I think Alex knew. She just knew. She's like, I have nothing for this girl. It's gonna be a miracle for me to win this fight. And it might have gotten to her head that way, and among other things. But I think she just had that little bit of I'm about to take on somebody that is just a whole another level than where I'm at, and then she ended up losing.
Yeah, that's so hard to believe too, because when we were looking at their records and everything like that and their ages. For those of you who don't know here, this was the TUF 20 Episode 7 show, and that happened on Wednesday last night. And on that show there, Rose is 22 years old, and Alex Chambers was 36. She just had a birthday. And when you look at the experience that the two of them had, I mean, very similar, records, but you would figure that maybe, Alex Chambers might have not been so overwhelmed mentally from what transpired there because she does have some experience as well. I mean, so
Yeah,
it's hard to think that that got into her head so badly unless she saw what was going on during training and practice where she said, but she couldn't because they were on opposite teams. So it's just weird that it seemed to be like a mental thing with her there, more so than anything else, like you were saying. But how would she know that Rose was so proficient when she really didn't get to see anything that she was doing in the house or in the gym?
yeah, and Chambers has 5 professional fights at age 36, right? Rose she's only what 22, 23 now, 22, about when the fight went down, and she has almost as much experience. She has like 3 fights experience plus whatever she had in the amateur circuit. But the thing about it is that Rose started so young. And when you're young, you soak up everything. Everything's easy to do. Everything's easy to pick up. You recover quicker. You feel better, and all sorts of stuff. So I can understand the experience aspect of it definitely, but it also has to be something said for the ability to pick up a skill and master it quicker and more proficiently because you started so damn young and so damn early.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I guess it was, a mental thing with her there where, she seemed to kind of say that she just couldn't get anything going or she couldn't get her timing going and things like that. But, yeah, I'm going to tend to agree with you. And maybe it was more of a mental thing than anything else with her.
Yeah, it's very possible. I think skill wise, I don't think she's on Rose's level. I think Rose is a whole nother level, but it should have been a lot closer than it was. I know I forgot what did we exactly predict. I think I want to say first round stoppage, but did I say TKO or sub?
I thought you said I didn't document what we said there, but
Oh.
I thought you said TKO in 1, and I said sub in 2 because I very rarely pick a first round finish unless I think the fight is just a total mismatch.
Yeah, no, I'm probably. I mean, you're probably right on that. I probably did say TKO because I
Because
thought
I know I
that.
was a little surprised that you said TKO because I wasn't expecting Rose to be such a striker. I thought she was going to go out, and, maybe strike a little bit and then take it to the ground, looking to submit her as soon as possible. Because all that talk that we heard about the teasing of the shows and the next Ronda Rousey and all that. So I was expecting submission, fairly early in the fight there. I wasn't expecting Rose to pretty much stand there and just dominate her with kicks and strikes, and it was just phenomenal, man.
Yeah, no, I mean, she has that super rounded game, and again, she trained with Pettis before, so I thought I saw a little bit of Pettis out there when she, being very very smooth with the movements and her footwork was amazing, by the way. It was very quick, very precise, very strong. So
I know,
I don't
such
know.
a young girl too. I mean,
Yeah.
she was just so phenomenal.
Yeah, and I mean, you could tell how serious she takes it. She was rolling with Crone Gracie. Crone Gracie, son of Hickson Gracie, he's not. Look, there's no way it's easy to roll with him, even if he's going like 50%. That dude's a jiu-jitsu master, right? And she still, when they were rolling, she still got upset when she had to tap, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah,
And she even had to go to the back and cry. So that's the kind of emotion that Ronda Rousey showed. Very, very. She takes everything very personal, but I mean, she takes her craft very personal. So when she doesn't live up to her own expectations, she gets upset and she cries, and Rose did that just as well. Hell, she cried after the fight.
yeah.
Once it was
I felt
over,
so
Rose
bad
just
for her.
cried.
I felt like grabbing her and putting my arms around her and giving her a hug. She made me feel so
Yeah.
bad watching her get so emotional like that.
Well, I mean, what got me and it was when she said, "I just want to go home." And I'm like, "Oh shit, I bet you do." Like it sucks, you
Yeah, I
know.
know. I know. That's when I felt so bad. And I was like, oh man, oh man.
Yeah. So I mean, it's that she goes like, that just right there shows she puts 100% of herself into everything she does, as far as martial arts goes, especially. So, I wasn't surprised she was so damn dominant. I'm a fan of hers, so I watch all her fights and all that. But I know I'm excited, man. I'm excited to see who she takes on next, and to see how far she can go in this thing. I think she wins the whole thing.
Joanne Calderwood up next for her.
Oh, can you imagine that fight? That's gonna be a sick fight.
You know,
Calderwood is no punk. That's gonna be a fun fight, man.
you know.
Oh, I didn't even see that. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's gonna be a crazy one, man.
Yeah, I think I think I changed channels as soon as the fight was over because I didn't want to see Tough Talk.
Oh, Tough Talk was pretty good. They had Pat
Was
Barry
it?
on
Oh, okay.
with Rose.
All I heard about it was at one point Pat Barry looked like he was gonna cry. I was like, ah, of
He
course.
was crying. I felt bad for him too, man. I was like, holy
Oh.
shit, I wanted to hug Pat Barry too. It's like, you know, it's like, come on, Pat, man, oh man, because he was feeling, very bad for her because what Rose was going through on the show, where she started talking about, how she was abused when she was younger and so on and so forth, and she was reaching out to other people that may have been abused as well and telling them, look, you don't have to remain silent, come out and say something, and when Pat saw Rose on Tough, dealing with that, that's when he was, asked by Karen Bryant, what did you think when you saw that? And he started breaking down. He was like, oh, but I feel so bad for her. If she could help anybody, even one person that saw that, and you do kind of feel bad for somebody like that because for Rose to have to go through that and admit that, because she never mentioned, her abuse to anybody other than to Pat just before, she went into the Tough house, and she said that it was okay for Pat Barry to go ahead and tell her story to the world, and that's exactly what she did. She told her story to the world, and everybody in the world saw what she was speaking about, why she was so emotional. So that was probably tough on her as well to be dealing with that as well, to come out and release something so private and personal on the show like that. That'd be a tough thing to do.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, it's a she's just an all around amazing person as well. To have the courage and to be that tough and that brave to, tell the world something that damn personal, man. I mean, that right there is making yourself so damn vulnerable, and you did it to the world. You didn't just do it to your friends or your significant other. That was to the whole world. The whole world knows this. So you're a little more vulnerable today than you were yesterday.
Yep.
And that, especially for women, that's got to get her real bad. But props to her definitely. And if I'm Pat Barry, I'd be upset. I mean, I probably would have cried too, because that's his girl. He wants to protect her. And it's that instinct that kicks in, and I'm sure he did definitely felt bad. But yeah, I didn't watch the show because for all the other ones, Karen Bryant can't come up with any decent questions, so I get like a little annoyed by it. I just do.
It's tough when you love somebody like that, and especially when you've been away from them for so long. Because Pat Barry was saying that the entire time that they've been together, they don't go without more than a half hour with speaking to each other in some form or fashion, through either social media or cell phones or whatever. So he said that was extremely tough being away from her for 6 weeks, and they got engaged just before she went into the house.
Yeah, he was like, just in case you fall for Gilbert or Pettis, fuck that shit. I gotta put a ring on this. He's a smart guy, dude. Pat Barry's a goofy dude, but he's a smart guy. He's like, I'm gonna put a ring on this thing just in case, ward off the dogs. You know what I'm saying? So, because hey, look, you gotta be insane to every one of those girls, whichever one has a boyfriend or significant other, had to be a little nervous that they were gonna be that all those girls were gonna be in a house. And in rooms and in training rooms with professional male athletes, right? You gotta be, those dudes had to be a little nervous. So I wonder
because you would think a woman who is a fighter is probably going to be attracted to a man who is also a fighter.
Hey, dude, you thought when Uriah Faber went in there, what's her face? Carla was all about it.
Yeah, she was all gushing, man.
Yeah. You know how her boyfriend felt. He was like, motherfucker. If I could actually fight Uriah Faber, I'd probably get my ass kicked. But I just want to say something. Like, you got to think about that for a second. You can't be talking shit to Uriah Faber. Like, you looking at my girl? Yeah. What are you gonna do about it? Nothing. Thanks. Thank you. That's it.
Yeah, I know. I was a musician for 25 years, and I know that when I was a musician, most women who are musicians are also attracted to musicians. So I'm just figuring that probably the same goes in the world of fighting as well. Women fighters are probably going to be attracted to male fighters.
Likely, I mean they're I guess alpha females, whatever you call that. So they don't want no wuss or no nice guy. They want the guy going for the kill. So yeah. Which is funny about Rose, because Rose, she's very, very humble. When she gets in that cage though, and she gets in the training room, she's a killer. She's all alpha and everything. But Pat Barry's nowhere near alpha. At least it doesn't seem like it. He's too damn nice and goofy to be an alpha guy.
Yeah.
So
He is. He's really a nice guy. I really like that guy, and I don't know. They also had a, a a survey or something at the bottom of the screen asking who they thought was the best matches in MMA, and I didn't see what the result of it was. They had on the bottom they had Pat Barry and Rose Namajunas. They had Lorenzo and Dana White, and then they had the Diaz brothers. I don't know who wound up winning it, but
oh, for sure, Rose, man, it's a show.
Yeah.
But I'm just glad they didn't put in Misha and Brian Caraway. That don't count. That doesn't count, dude. I'm sorry, it just doesn't count. There's no look, and I hate to get back to this every fucking time, but there's no way, it's not possible that a babe like Misha Tate is attracted to a midget leprechaun-looking motherfucker like Brian Caraway. It's not possible. It's not. There's got to be a reason for this shit. Science, get on this shit. Find out what the fuck is going on. This is too insane.
Yeah. Well, who knows? Who knows what it is? You know what I mean?
Seriously, all the guys that are available in the UFC, and really, this midget whatever, man. I'm gonna get mad. I need to stop. Fucking Brian Caraway. Always ruining my day.
Yeah, I think that's probably why a lot of people don't like him, because he has a girlfriend like Misha Tate, you know?
Hey, look, props to him for getting her, but there's got to be a trick. Blackmail. Something's going on.
Blackmail.
We need to investigate. We need to investigate this shit. It ain't right.
Maybe we should just ask Misha Tate.
Oh, yeah. Hey, you know what? I wonder what she would say to that. Okay, there's no way no one's asked her that. There's no way that not one person has asked her, what the fuck is going on? That's bullshit. You know what I mean? There's no way. Somebody must have asked her that. I'm going to research that shit after the show. I want to find out what the fuck's going on. I don't know why that bothers me so much. It just does. And you know what? It doesn't bother me with anybody else. People are like, oh, who's Sandra Bullock dating these days? I don't give a shit. It's like, who's Jennifer Lopez with these days? I really don't give a fuck. But Misha Tate is different. I don't know why. It just bothers me.
Well, it's interesting to see who women fighters go after as their mate, and again, like we were saying there, typically it's going to be some sort of alpha type male character, who's a fighter as well. But I don't know. I see a lot of people that are really upset at Brian Caraway. But again, not only is it probably due to the fact that he's dating Misha Tate, and a lot of guys have the hots for Misha Tate.
Oh, yeah. But
they probably don't like him for the fact of some of the things that he said about knocking Ronda Rousey's teeth out of her mouth and shit like that.
Besides the fact that it's just a silly thing to say about a woman that will most likely tear his arm off when she gets a chance. So he's like, don't talk shit, dude. You're going to lose your arm. Really? You're not punching nobody, dude. You're losing an arm. Chill. Are
they about the same size?
They're both bantamweights. I want to say they're about the same size. He might be. That's a good question. I don't know. I think I've never even fucking looked that up. I wonder how tall she is and how tall he is. Because let's see. I don't know. Because I mean, even I think we were talking about not too long ago about Rogan saying he'd be okay with. He'd be like, all right, I'd be okay with that fight.
Yeah.
But probably because he knows that Ronda would destroy him. I honestly think Rogan doesn't like Brian Caraway either. So who knows? Let's see. Brian Caraway is 5'9", Ronda Rousey's 5'6", but they're both bantamweights.
Yeah.
So I still think
that dude can take a fucking shot. I mean, I have to admit, I wasn't a big fan of his also because some of the shit that he said. Not so much about Misha Tate because Misha Tate is sexy, but I don't find her attractive. I mean, you could be sexy and not be attractive, but I find her sexy. I just don't find her attractive. But I'm not so much. Not a fan of Brian Caraway because of that, but I just don't like, the kind of comments that he made about smashing out a woman's fucking teeth. I mean, how does he not get booted out of the UFC or get a penalty, for violating the code of conduct that the UFC has for making a statement like that,
Speaking of which, Anthony Johnson getting cleared. What the fuck happened?
Oh, did he really?
Yeah, he got cleared a little while ago. Obviously I'm obsessed with Twitter, so. But I saw it on there. It's like Anthony Johnson's been cleared to not only cleared of all any kind of charges when it comes to that kind of thing, but he's cleared to come back to the UFC. So I'm excited to see if they go ahead and make that Gustafsson Johnson fight. That'd be sick as hell.
Yeah, they're probably gonna make that now because Rashad Evans pulled out.
Yeah, what the hell? They say his knee's still messed up. Like he's still rehabbing it.
Yep.
Oh.
So that's probably going to happen.
I'd love to see it, man. Main event something, you know.
I like both of those guys. I like Anthony Johnson and I like Gustafsson as well.
Yeah, I like Anthony Johnson a lot, especially once he got his head out of his ass and stopped trying to make 170. Like for years, I said that for the whole time he was doing 170, I was like, no, you're not a 170 guy. Move back up.
I know that was insane. When you would look at him when he would cut to 170, it was like he looked like Skeletor, for God's sake, you know.
Yeah, and not only that, he looked ghostly pale, almost white. He almost turned white every time he was on the fucking scale. He'd be like, it was almost like he was he was going pale. It was kind of creepy.
Yeah.
And then when you see him outside of outside of fight night and outside of a weigh-in, he was huge. During
Did you see that one instance where he was like 253 pounds, for God's sake?
Yeah, it's not even right. It's not even right, dude. I mean, that guy should be a freaking. Okay, if that whole shit that goes on in California actually goes through, he might be forced to go heavyweight, man. Depending on what he's walking around at now.
True.
I mean, let's say he is walking at 250. They will not allow him to fight 205 if that's how they're gonna work it. Yeah. That guy's just too big.
Yeah. I think he said now he's not, blowing up as much, and he's trying to actually stay, a little lighter, because that time when he dropped out, I don't recall if it was because of an injury or what, but then he was just sitting out on the side for a while and he wasn't fighting. I don't recall exactly why that was, but when that picture surfaced of him sitting there at some sort of a press conference, he didn't even look like Anthony Johnson. I mean, he was so friggin' huge.
Yeah, that dude's a monster, man. I know friends that have trained with him, and just for like a couple times, and they were like, yeah, that dude's not a 170. Back when he was fighting 170, he's like, yeah, that guy's not a 170. That guy's a heavyweight. Like, it's not even, that can't even be real. It's not even right.
Yeah, I don't even remember when he fought Andrei Arlovsky. I don't recall. I mean, I remember when they fought, but I don't recall what they looked like. Facing off against each other. Were they close to the same size? Did they both look like legitimate heavyweights?
Arlovsky did, but I mean, with Anthony Johnson, you always know because of the height issue against the taller guys. Like, it's always, he could probably go down to 205. But then again, everyone's been saying that about JDS. Like, everyone wants, Junior Dos Santos to take a shot at the 205, division. But at least I do. I don't know what that guy walks around at, but if JDS can make 205, I think he would easily knock out a John Jones, man.
He looks like a pretty big dude, though, isn't he? I mean, I could see maybe Kane trying to do that, because isn't JDS bigger than Kane?
I think so. But I don't know. A lot of people don't, think logically about this shit. I make fantasy matchups in my head. It's like, John Jones and JDS, fair fight, except JDS will knock his head off. Be great. I want to see it. Hell, what the first matchup I thought of it years ago, and when it finally went down, it was like the happiest fight, like the happiest I've ever been for a fight. When they made Mark Hunt and Roy Nelson, I was like, one of them should walk in. Roy Nelson should walk in with like a big bag of Chinese food and just like throw it to the crowd as he walks to the cage, and then Mark Hunt should walk in with KFC and just throw drumsticks everywhere. It'd be fucking awesome for me. And then when they finally fought, though, that was a sick fight. Mark Hunt caught him. And Roy Nelson, it's almost like it was almost like a tree that almost wouldn't fall down, but then finally did.
Yeah.
It was that was an awesome fight, but that was one of those fantasy fights I wanted to see.
I read a comment of his today, Mark Hunt's, where he said, when I hit you, that's all it takes, and there goes your black belt.
Dude, that was awesome. I hope to make a T-shirt because I'm gonna buy that shit. Like, here's why, okay? Because when I was training, before I got injured and ended up back at the regular gym, when I was training, my jiu-jitsu is not that good, because I'm just not that flexible, But when we were, when we did a couple of the in-gym fights and all that, like I would hit these jiu-jitsu guys real hard, and I'd be like, man, and I would yell it out after I won I would win these fights or whatever, and I would yell out, man, fuck you, jiu-jitsu. My fist beat the shit. Like, I would talk too much shit. I was an asshole, but still. My jiu-jitsu was not up to par whatsoever. Now it's a little better, but I want that T-shirt of that quote. Like, exactly how we did it with, like, a Mark Hunt's, like a silhouette in the background. It'd be sick shirt. I would get that shirt. Yeah. I just gave someone an idea. I swear to God, if you assholes make that shirt and don't give me a little bit of money or at least a free shirt, I'm going to be so pissed.
Yeah. Well, that was a great fight with Rose Namajunas and
Yeah.
Alex Chambers. That was the most exciting, and you know, it was only one round, so it's hard to say it was the best fight of the season so far, but it was the best demonstration of skill and aggression and putting all the tools together and making it happen. I mean, she clearly, to me, with that fight there, it showed me that she is so far looking to be the favorite to win this thing, from what we've
Yeah,
seen
no,
so
definitely.
far.
Definitely the most dominant, most professional performance that anybody's put on the show so far, easily. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, maybe Ronda Marcos might be the other one. So, but man, what happened at the end of it? Oh, when they announced, well, not the announcement, they finally chose the first, I guess the next bracket fight, whatever.
Hmm.
What was it? Tisha Torres and Beck Rawlings.
Right.
That looks like a crazy matchup to me, and a lot of people are giving Tisha the favorite label on there. I don't buy it.
How can that be? I mean, she looks like she's going to be overwhelmed. I mean, the size differential, Jesus, it looks like they're 6 or 7 inches apart in height.
Yeah. How pissed are some of the girls this girl gets a second try? Like, why her out of everybody else, right? I think we talked about it before, but
Yeah, I
um,
mean, I don't agree with that. I think they should have done what they did in other seasons. You know, maybe go and get one of the other girls that didn't make it to the top 16 spot. Maybe the number 17 girl that they were looking at. Maybe it would have been more fair to bring her back than give somebody a second chance, which just doesn't seem right to me.
no, and I completely agree. But yeah, her own teammates don't like her. You know what's crazy about Team Pettis is that Carla won't train with won't work with certain girls
Yeah,
or most of the girls.
yeah.
That was they pointed that out during the episode too, and it was I don't know. The whole episode was weird. That episode, for the most part, was about everybody else but Rose, and then finally focused in on Rose and Alex for like a little while.
Yeah.
So it was one of those episodes. I don't know, but damn right, Doug Rose. Like I've been calling it the whole season. She's gonna win this whole thing.
Yeah, I think I'm starting to lean more that way myself too. I mean, initially I was thinking it was going to be Joanne Calderwood, but damn, after seeing that fight, man, Rose just astounded me. Everything she just put it all together, and also on Tough Talk when she was questioned, which female fighter in the house can you beat? She says, I can beat them all.
Oh, she damn sure can, and I bet she wants that rematch with Tisha Torres real bad too.
Yeah. Also, that's probably one of the reasons why Carla Esparza doesn't care for Tisha Torres, because she beat up her best friend forever.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah.
And
I
then
don't
again,
know.
and then again too, like I said, from what I saw on one of the videos that I posted on the MMA chat site, um, she was asked about who she had a problem with, and it was Tisha Torres, um, it was Randa Marcos, and it was Heather Clark. So it was,
Everyone's got a problem with Heather Clark, man. I think the world has a problem with Heather Clark, except
well,
for
a
Lisa
lot of them
Ellis.
apologized to her last night because it turns out
Oh,
her
really?
injury was legitimate.
Yeah, but just like I think, and I heard that Rose pointed out during Tough Talk. She said something about how was this secondhand I guess, but I heard that she said that our Clark did was talk about her injury,
Yeah.
and like she would just constantly bring it up. So I mean that's probably why she pissed off all the girls. Like, oh, we get it, you know.
Yeah, well, she said that the injury was pretty bad. It was actually torn. The meniscus was actually torn, a full tear.
In the
So
fight.
yeah, when she was fighting, it was torn in the fight.
Well, I
So
mean, she gets credit for that, but
yeah.
still,
Well,
you know.
that's what a lot of the other girls said to her. They went up to her afterwards and they said, "Oh, I just thought you were bullshit, and I thought you were full of shit. My apologies. I'm so sorry. I didn't realize that you were truly hurt."
Yeah, I think did what's her name? The one that really doesn't like her, Angela. Did Angela say anything?
Um,
I don't remember.
I don't recall.
Okay, probably not. I'm assuming she didn't, but she at some point you talk too much shit, even if you know you're wrong, you can't take it back. 'Cause then you look really really stupid. So,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Angela Hill, you're talking about, right?
no. Sorry. Magana.
Oh, Magana, yeah, she did apologize to her.
You did? Oh, okay,
Yeah,
that makes sense.
yeah. She
Yeah.
said I've grown up now and I've reached a point in life where when I'm wrong, I would rather be you know, wrong than just be right or something like that. You know, she said, I'm much easier to forgive now than I was when I was younger.
Yeah. No, for sure.
Well, that shit happens when you grow up and you grow old.
Well, we
You
start
tend
realizing
to,
how many times you fucked up.
yeah, you tend to mature when you get grow older. Well, at least most people do. Not everybody.
Yeah. Yeah. No, man, I don't know. I think we said a couple of times, life is a weird fucking thing, and people are even weirder. So,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
yeah, that's
So
what. Go ahead.
tough break for Alex Chambers, but great
Hmm.
performance by Rose Namajunas. Yeah, I'm excited to see the next fight with Rose and Joanne Calderwood. I don't know when that one's going to take place, but that'll be a great fight. And
Yeah, we're
then,
gonna have to wait forever, just like we were had to wait forever for this one. So
yeah, right.
yeah,
But
yeah,
yeah, the next matchup that we're going to be seeing next week, as you mentioned earlier, it's going to be Team Melendez's Beck Rawlings, who was ranked number 8 in the beginning of the season, and then Tisha Torres, who switched over to Team Pettis, and she was initially ranked number 3.
yeah.
So that's going to be the next fight. But yeah, um, I thought I was hearing too that Tisha Torres is the favorite in that, but I have a hard time buying that.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't think so. I mean, I'm not at all saying that Beck Rawlings is the favorite at all, but I think they're way more even than Tisha is the favorite. I think anyone that thinks that Tisha's going to run over, Rawlings is way wrong.
Well,
And
and again too, she already lost to Randa Marcos, and Randa Marcos was ranked what 15 or something like
mhm,
that, and
yeah,
Tisha was complaining that she had a shoulder injury or something like that. So, I mean, what a waste it would be if she came back and lost again, because what a wasted spot that was for somebody else then.
yeah, exactly, yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't know. And at some point they'll get over it. Especially, I mean, imagine if she loses, if Tisha loses, like. I mean, all the other girls will feel better about it probably, but is that going to affect like her ranking as far as when she's in the UFC or not? Because they'll think about that. They'll start talking about it. They'll say, well, she lost twice in during the competition and all that. So
Yeah, I would imagine I would have to, because
yeah,
again, she lost to who they perceived to be the number 15 fighter in Randa Marcos, and then she comes back and loses again to the number 8. She lost to the number 8 and to the number 15. So, yeah, I would imagine that would have to impact her rankings in the UFC. But again, when they eventually are in the UFC, the UFC isn't going to be the ones that's making up the rankings. It's going to be the press.
right. And I still think the rankings are mostly bullshit, but people need it. The football crowd needs it to relate, I guess.
Did you look at the ranks? I remember after the last event we were talking about the rankings. Holy shit, the rankings that after we were speaking about how things were going to change in the UFC, the rankings were just totally bogus, man. The press, I don't know what they are thinking when they're making up the UFC rankings. It's almost as bad as some MMA websites where you just get random dudes coming onto the website and voting on the rankings for the UFC in different weight classes, and it's almost that bad with the press the way that they do the rankings in the UFC. It's pathetic sometimes.
Oh man, we got with MMA media. It's the MMA press is still so damn young. That there's very few names you can actually like throw out there, and you would think maybe not expert, but at least very knowledgeable. Luke Thomas comes to mind. Maybe John Morgan. I would not throw Helwani in there at all. Um, and mostly, I don't dislike the guy. I just think he's a wrestling guy, wrestling like a pro wrestling guy. He's not really an MMA guy. He like I don't know if you ever listened to his show, but when he's on there, he's always just talking about storylines. He never really talks about actual MMA. You know what I mean?
I have to be
So
honest. I don't really watch his show. I only watch his show if there's somebody on there that I like and I want to see. But I'm not really a fan
right.
of the show.
No, I kind of zoom. I fast forward to the interviews and then I stop because after the interviews he does this like question thing where he answers Twitter questions and his answers piss me off. Not piss me off because I don't agree with them, but because they're asking the wrong guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if I want to do if I was gonna go read a Q&A or attend a Q&A with where a journalist is gonna be the speaker, I'm going with Luke Thomas. You know. From I think is he ESPN? I don't know where. I don't want to put him on a different website, but Luke Thomas is a knowledgeable dude. Ariel Helwani is not. You know, he's just not. You know what I'm saying? Luke Thomas, I think trains a little bit at least. Ariel Helwani, you know, doesn't. So, and again, not a knock to him. The guy can get interviews, man. He's got some of the best interviews, which is why I listen to his show for the interviews. But after that, as far as anything that has to do with his opinion, I'm out. I'm way out, you know?
Yeah, I'm pretty much the same way. Yeah, I watch Ariel Helwani for some of the interviews, or the people that he gets to interview. That's why I watch him.
Yeah, and again, not taking anything away from the guy. You know, he's earned the spot that he has. Good for him. Congratulations and all that. I just personally, and this is coming from a guy that has, you know, I have my own website and all that, and I put out my opinion. I have my own radio shows, and I come here with you and Fred and all the guys, and we talk our opinions, and that makes sense, right? But we're not calling ourselves professional journalists either, you know.
Exactly. Yeah.
And we're not, you know, he gets on there, people ask him questions, and then he'll kind of shit on some people, and it's you know, it's like, besides being a professional, it's kind of like, you know, who the fuck are you, dude? You know, just because you were the first guy to show up, chill out.
Yeah, and like you're saying there, he does stir up shit, because he was stirring up shit with Felice Herod as well, you know, before this season of TUF even started, or not before it started, but before it even aired, you know.
Yeah, I know, and then he'll, you know, if you accuse him of, not accuse him, if you go, hey man, you know, you need to quit stirring shit up. I don't do it. Shut up, you goofy bastard. You did. Come on. You're not stupid. You went to school. You have a degree from Syracuse, wherever it is you went. And when Nick Diaz was talking about slapping him, you have no idea. I was hoping he was gonna do it. I was like, slap him. He's like, where I come from, people like you get smacked, and I'm like, do it. You know.
Oh really? I missed
it. Oh dude, it's on YouTube. I forgot it. I don't know how you search for it, but yeah, I think he asked Ariel Helwani a question, or Ariel Helwani asked him a question, because Diaz avoids Helwani because of the bullshit he starts. And Diaz was like, look, man, you stir up shit, you stir up stuff with fighters and whatnot, and people like you, where I come from, people like you get slapped. Yeah, and then he has a big ass grin.
That kind of reminds me of the days in WWE or whatever the hell it was called way back when John Stossel was interviewing one of the fighters, and that's when John Stossel was trying to bring out the fact that, you know, wrestling is fake. You know, I don't call it professional wrestling because it's there's nothing professional about it. It's entertainment wrestling. And that was at the time when John Stossel was trying to make that point and bring that out to the people. And he said to Dave Schultz, he goes, so...
To the wrong guy.
yeah, he says, so I hear that this, you know, this wrestling is all fake. It's all phony. Dave Schultz goes, phony? He goes, bam! Slaps him in the fucking head. He broke his eardrum, man.
Dude, I think it was like, I was a wrestling fan from like 6 years old to about like 15, which I consider late as fuck. And I was basically, I stopped because The Rock stopped wrestling. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I remember seeing all those videos and stuff, like the one you're talking about. He just slaps the fuck out of him. Is that fake? It was like, oh shit, that's assault.
Fucked him up. Yeah. He broke his eardrum, and it's still fucked up to this day, man.
Hey, you know what? You don't talk shit to the wrong people. You'll never catch me saying a damn word to Brock Lesnar other than I respect you, sir. That's it. Like, that's all I'm gonna say. Big fan, sir. Big fan. I'm never gonna be like, Brock, you're a fucking bitch, because I'm dead at that point.
Yeah.
You know, talk shit to
I'm not a fan of Brock Lesnar. Don't like the guy at all. That shit that he did in the fucking octagon, where he's gonna go lay on his wife after this, and he's gonna, just, you know, that's some fucked up shit, man.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think he ever claimed to be a martial artist, though. He was always like, I'm a wrestler and I'm a fighter and I'm this stuff. But the Bud Light thing was great, though. Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Bud Light thing where he was like, I'm going to go home and drink a Coors Light because Bud Light won't pay me nothing. And then he apologized for it.
Well, he had to. That was the fucking first event where fucking Bud Light was sponsoring the UFC, and this fucking clown goes and says something like that. It's like, you know, Dana White was fucking pissed at that.
Like, Brock, you want to keep your job here? Yeah. You better apologize and tell everyone you're going to be drinking Bud Light tonight. Cause shit. And you better be drinking that during the press conference. Like, you saw everyone, when everyone goes up there, they have water bottles and those Zions disgusting energy drinks and all that shit up there. He's the only one with the Bud Light beer. Like, he had to have it. There's no way. Like, it was pretty fucking funny, though.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
All right, well, again, congrats to Rose Namajunas. Looks like she's going to move on and do rather well in the TUF tournament for this season. Got some interesting fights coming up. I guess we said last show that there's only going to be one more fight before the semifinal bracket, and I guess that's going to be the Beck Rawlings versus Tisha Torres. And then after that, they go into, isn't that the semifinal bracket then?
I think so, yeah.
So things are going to start getting really interesting from here on out, it looks like. So
yeah, especially once we get into Team Pettis versus Team Pettis fights. That's going to be when the fun starts.
Yeah. And they were mentioning that last night, too, on the show as well. They were saying, I don't know what you girls want to do. I mean, if you want to just, break up and not train and fight, with the people that you're going to have to be fighting further on down the bracket. But, ultimately, they're all going to have to fight each other when it gets down to the final, too.
Yeah, and I don't know what the UFC has as far as protocol if this happens. Like I don't know if they end up splitting Pettis' team and sending some of them over to Melendez or whatever. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what they end up doing because I don't think is Pettis gonna coach them both? Like you don't know what the fuck's gonna happen. So.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, most of the times, on the shows when the coach has two fighters that make it into the finals, they typically say, well, I'm just going to step away. And, you guys can pick who you want to be your coaches and trainers for the fight,
Right, yeah. So that'll be fun to see. I'm excited for that part of it, too.
Yeah, so Rose was the one who finally broke the bad dry streak there for Team Melendez. They finally got a win.
Yeah, exactly. I think after the long streak of losses, I think that's what I said, too. I was like, Rose is going to get the first win. I thought it was going to be Heather Jo Clark until she jacked her knee up, but yeah, definitely. I knew for sure Thug Rose is gonna get the win, and I mean I'm kind of calling the upset. I'm with the assumed upset, I guess, because we don't really know yet. Because I'm assuming Tisha's the favorite, but I'm gonna call the upset pick with Rawlings for that fight.
I'm gonna go with you too on that. I think it's also gonna be Rawlings again. And I'm putting into this the fact that. Tisha was already complaining that she had an injury and so on and so forth. And if she lost to the number 15, with that injury, maybe she will in fact lose to the number 8 fighter as well.
Right, exactly.
And again, like I said, when you look at those two facing off against each other, it was like, holy shit. It looked like there were 6 or 7 inches difference in height, man.
Yeah, Beck is way taller, and that'll be. I mean, she'll be trying to for sure use that to her advantage. Reach, height, whatever. Especially with the kicks, I think using her kicks to keep Tisha away, or at least making her pay with knees when Tisha tries to shoot on her, will be something she ends up doing. But yeah, another week, another fight, man. Hopefully we don't get no crazy lull like we did when we didn't get any tough episodes for like 2 or 3 weeks because of the World Series.
Yeah, that was bullshit too because they were still fucking running the TUF shows. Did you notice that?
They rerun. They were doing reruns, and I was like, "What the fuck is what the
Why
hell?"
run reruns? Why don't you just keep on the season going, man?
Yeah, they never have any real reasons why. They just do what they want. So yeah.
All right. Anything else that you want to mention?
Oh man, no, that's all I got, dude. I mean, Doug Rose wins. I called it. Haters, told y'all. So you better start listening to me, fuckers. I'm right.
Yeah. I did see a tweet that she made today, or maybe not a tweet, but over on Score there. I follow her over on Score, and she put something out where she said, now this guy is a genius. I've seen lots of predictions on how the fight was going to go, and this guy called it right, and I don't remember who the guy was, but she put up a graphic where it showed that, some guy had predicted Thug Rose winning in round 1 by sub. So.
Nice. There we go.
All right.
Cool.
I guess that's it there. I'm sure there were some other things I wanted to speak about, but I've forgotten them at this point here.
It's late, dude. It's late, and it's been a long fucking day, so I'm ready to go. I still got to do my show tonight. I'm doing my podcast tonight because I'm gonna be out of town this weekend. So I got to do it ahead of time. So I'm gonna go get another beer and relax for like half an hour and do my show and then call it a night.
Well, I don't know how you can do your shows with beers, man. I've had a beer or two and I've tried to do a show and it just does not work.
Yeah, I think it relaxes me more, but then my cuss word count skyrockets. So.
Yeah, and that's why I do my best to script the shows because I'm originally from New York, so I say fuck a lot, So,
yeah, I hear you, man.
So I try to script my shows out so I don't say fuck, I know a lot of people have a problem with that word. Me, I don't particularly mind too much. I think it's a great word.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's who said it? I think it was Bernie Mac said that the word motherfucker is a person, place, or thing. It's a
Yeah,
noun. It was the greatest joke I heard from Bernie Mac. Rest in peace. But
yeah. George Carlin was the one that said the word "fuck" can mean so many different
yeah,
things.
yeah. I ever seen that on YouTube. Yeah, I do so good too. Uh, but yeah. All right, man.
Yeah, all right, bro. It was another interesting show. Jeremiah said he actually wanted to join us because I saw as I was getting ready to put this show up. I didn't script this show out either, which I just threw it together because I had a busy day at work. Um, but I saw when I was getting ready to put this show up and do the notifications and everything, Jeremiah said he wanted to join us, wanted to be on the last show, the preview show, but he said he was definitely going to join us on this. So unfortunately, he didn't make it, but he is listening to the TUF show. So we waited as long as we could for you, Jeremiah, but we had to get going there. It was getting late.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thanks again, everybody, for listening to the shows that we're doing. We appreciate the feedback that you give us. Um, we can't always get to the questions that are in the live chat box there when we're doing the shows there because we're not always able to bring up that live chat when they're having some problems with the YouTube page.
Uh,
But we appreciate you all listening in and sharing comments with us. Thanks, Eddie. Appreciate you showing up there, buddy. Had a great
no
time.
problem, man. No problem. I had a good time, man. Anytime, let me know.
All right, bro. We'll see you next time. Have a good one.
You too, man. See ya.
All righty. Bye-bye.